What's up, traders? Welcome to today's live session. Sorry for all the rescheduling. I'm actually out right now at the Marriott, and I wasn't too sure if I'd get secure connection to do the live. I attempted earlier today, and it was dropping, but I believe I found a location in the hotel where I'm getting good enough service to keep the live from greenlining, so that's great. So I'll keep today's live session pretty short, just because I'm in a public space. There's other people working around me. But let's start off the bat. We are not covering Bitcoin today. Let's just look at Aussie. So this is the Aussie short analysis I put on a trading view yesterday, and I covered in the live session. And we're about 36 pips in profit from our entry. And so we had everything we wanted to play out. We had the double top on the 60-minute chart play out, and we had a break of the neckline and a retest, and our entry was right here. So right now we're just retesting this key level, which was a key resistance since early June, and right now we might retrace, consolidate around there for a bit, but I do see us coming down to the support zone to finish this trade off. We have about another 30 pips to go. And so, like I always say, when you're 30 pips, close off half the position and move stops to entry, and it'll be a risk-free trade. Hopefully by tomorrow we have the rest of the 30 pips. So that's Aussie. This is why you tune into the live sessions. You know, the setups are simple. Plot the key levels, and you see where price is heading. This major support zone, which I can pull up on the weekly, will show that it's an area of high significance that we've tapped previously, and we've done so as early as 2017. So what we could actually do is, if we get enough sellers, we could actually do a wick fill for this this long wick right here. But that's more of a long-term sentiment. But until then, we can get the short opportunity and be magnetized to the support zone. So 30 more pips to go, 30 down. That's great. Looking at USD yen, the sentiment is mixed if you look at daily effects, although most people are still long, and they usually take a contrary view. So because a lot of people are long, they believe USD yen will fall, but because we're still holding our head above this support, I'm going to swing long it. Right now we're about 30 pips in drawdown, so it's nothing too scary. Last night we were somewhere around 40 to 50. But for a swing trade, that's nothing. And I advise you guys, I think around yesterday at 6 p.m. to close about 0.40, close about 40% of your position. So we did that. I trade with the 0.50 for swings. So right now I have a 0.30 lot running. So, you know, being 30 pips down in drawdown is not even anything to sweat about. I'm actually still having floating profits. Just because we're deep in profits in Aussie USD and Euro CHF. So until we clear these lows right here, which I spoke about, until we clear this set of lows right here, ignore the gap. Until we clear this low right here, I still have a long bias on USD yen. So let's just be patient. Right now, you shouldn't be in any major drawdown, especially if you use risk management, which I advise you do at all times. So just keep your eyes for this key level. I'm sure by now everyone has plotted the support and resistance zones. So that's USD yen. The reason why I'm still optimistic is the dollar index made a nice little reaction off this trend line. If you can see right here, we had a nice bullish reaction. We had a few attempts to go below this trend line, but we just could never make it. And I believe some of the reason is because of the Mexico deal, which I talked about yesterday. So there's less frenzy and instability with investors in the US dollar. So ideally what we can do, and I hope we do, is we make a run for this 97 handle, which is represented by this green line, and we break past it and go ahead and fill the trading range to 97.63. If we do those things, we'll see our gold shorts come to play. We'll see USD yen fulfill our swing long opportunity, and especially by then, Aussie will finish out our short. If you've noticed, and if you've been trading for some while, you'd notice by now that the Aussie dollar tends to react first before any other pairs, especially when it concerns the yen and the USD, because Australia is major trade partners with China and Japan. It tends to show the results on the charts first. So that's why we're seeing a fallout in USD strength on Aussie USD. But if we're looking at the USD yen, we're still showing some weakness. We did come back above this weekly hourly support, which is good. So there's some sign of life there. Earlier today, when we were down in this region, I did think we were gonna have a bear run to the support zone, but luckily buyers came back in and pushed us right around an area where we entered, about 20 to 25 pips away from our entry. So that's USD yen. We'll swing it out. Show some confidence in my analysis, and we'll leave it at that. We'll visit it tomorrow. Euro CHF, we have hit 60 pips in profit now, and we just hit a minor resistance that we see right here, this mini zone. So a retrace was expected, especially after the legendary run we went on from entry. I mean, you can see right here there is barely any sellers until we got to around 1.24450 region, and that's when we finally got a retrace. But the next bull run was even stronger than the previous. If we look right here, so by now everyone should have had half their position closed with stops at entry. So this is risk free. Let it run. In the combination with this and Aussie shorts, you should be floating in profit despite our USD yen swing trade. So that's that. If you are looking to just close out your position, you may do so also. Just because since we're now in this trading range, we might actually come and fulfill it out and fill out this, do a range fill. So Euro CHF could actually come down to 1.1202 region, so right here. So it could be a short opportunity. So if you want to play it safe, and I might do the same, I might close out for good. But it was a good swing trade nonetheless. Let me go on the weekly to show you that sometime, I was speaking about this yesterday, sometimes you might not do the full range fill. So I was speaking about the Euro Swiss range that we're in right now, and if you know by now, my trading style is range fills, price action, candlesticks, and patterns and fundamentals. You might not always do the full range fill, but either way, you're probably going to get at least 50 profits, halfway there, quarter way there. But it's usually a surefire trade, especially if you get the reaction you want off that support zone. So we had a nice hammer printed on the weekly, which signified enough buyer presence to get at least 60 pips profit. So that's cool. NSD CAD, this is an intraday setup I posted last week, and I mean, flawless trade. Went to our take profit, and now it's reversing. Very little drawdown on this signal to be not a signal, but the setup I shared. So we also banked profits there, and now it looks like price will make a run for 0.6760. So shorts are over. If you hadn't gotten out, you should get out now. Tune into the live sessions and our trading view to make sure you get setups like this. Not all my trade ideas are swings. This was an intraday, and I believe it took a day and a half to get about 30 to 50 pips in profit, and it took 2 more days to finish out over the weekend. So that's NSD CAD. Dollar index I went over. Right now we're showing signs of life. So if you're buying the USD or selling against it, I'd advise get out. But for the positions we're in, it seems like we're in a good spot to long. Let's just look at gold. I didn't want to go into gold or make this live session too long just because I'm in a public space, but we'll see what's happening with gold. And yeah, so gold made a run off 1322. We obviously wanted to break a retest in short, however we made a full run back, and now we're showing some USD strength. This is in nice confluence to our Aussie shorts, and our dollar index bounced off the trend line. So like I said, I'm not going to be entering gold shorts unless we break 1322, or from last week's session we go to 1360 where a sell stop will be activated. So I'm sorry about today's live session and just the whole rescheduling, and even if this video pauses or if I'm not speaking loud enough, it's just I'm out at a hotel right now. I will be in the office tomorrow, and tomorrow's live session will be at 11. and we'll pick up from there. But I think this was a good enough update. We didn't have that much movement, and hopefully we'll have some more movement tonight, which I can talk about tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and be sure to follow our trading view and check out our blog on our website at forexlens.com. This is RP Forex checking out. Have a great day and happy trading.